Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2. Good evening or morning, depending on when you're listening to this. Another episode of As the Sports World Burns. My name's Tony Byrne. These usually are my opinions on sports, with using old school wisdom from a new school perspective. Today, I don't know if I can make this into a sports piece or anything. I try to kind of bend it towards the sports thing, but when I started doing these, I told the producer that for the most part they would be sports related, but I want the freedom to be able to go outside the box every once in a while. So let's go outside the box. That's some random thoughts. I was thinking about when I grew up. As a lot of you know, I'm in my mid-50s, and and the older people when I grew up, you had all these things. And one thing they used to say was, whenever a child smarted off or said something he wasn't supposed to say, they would say, "Well, you are, how they put it, too smart for your own good." And whenever they told you that, you was usually followed by a spanking, with it. But I never really understood it. How could you be too smart for your own good? Knowledge is power, right? But as I've gotten older, as with most of the things old people said back in the day, as I've gotten older, I get it. It starts to make sense now. I understand what they're talking about. I'm not one of those people who believes everything's better in the 70s or the 80s. Technology is great. It's made life so much better in so many different ways. I embrace technology. I got the cell phone. I'm talking on a computer and all that. And so I love technology. It's made us all so much smarter. It evolved because of technology, and nothing wrong with that. But sometimes I wonder, have we gotten too smart? You know what I mean? Life was so much simpler and easier. It's the first ignorance is bliss. In the 70s and 80s, we didn't know as much. And we were so much happier because this ignorance is bliss. That term comes from you don't worry about what you don't know about. You know what I mean? We didn't know about a lot of stuff, and so we didn't worry about it. Now we know so much more, and it's so much more to worry about, so much more to occupy your mind, and just kind of anyway. I'm a big YouTube guy. I really got into YouTube. The technology, YouTube is one of the best things that's been invented in my life. I love YouTube. So if I get to go back and love music and TV shows and commercials and everything from my youth, love YouTube. And one thing I've got hooked on the last few weeks is these reaction videos. And I like the ones where young people will watch music videos from the past, in the 70s and 80s, 60s, and young people, they will look at them and react to them. And in some cases, they make fun of them, where they dress, their hairstyles, but some of them, you can tell. I watched a couple of kids react to a Jimi Hendrix performance, and these kids lost their mind. They swore up and down it wasn't real. There's no way he's playing the guitar with this, and they were convinced it wasn't real. And I just thought that was hilarious, and I love watching that kind of stuff. But what brought this episode on here is I think a couple days ago I was watching a young couple, and they were watching a Lionel Richie video from I think it's from the '80s. Uh, Lionel Richie, the song's called "Hello." It's a really nice song, kind of a love song. Uh, Video, I never thought much of the video, but it's kind of corny, I guess. But in the video, Lionel Richie is playing like an art professor, and he's singing the song. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Whatever. I sound just like him enough. But he was singing it to one of his students, art students, and I never thought much about it. I paused on the video 100 times. I never thought anything about it. And this young couple from today, saw it and immediately were appalled. He's a pedophile. How did this video get on the air? He's a pedophile stalking this young girl. That's so wrong. He's a teacher, pursuing this his student. And I'm listening to them, and they were disgusted. And it never entered my mind that there was anything wrong. It's a love song. It's a college professor, in my mind, a college professor being attracted to a legal college age student, and the lyrics are innocent, and it was just, but we're so smart now that we see evil everywhere. As soon as you see that, you automatically go pedophile. You automatically go just something terrible. You don't see it. There's no such thing as innocence anymore. Because we're so smart, and because we, as a society, we there's so many bad things out there. We're on alert because we know of all the evil that's out there, and we have to be on alert. There's so many different scams and predators, and so you cannot be ignorant anymore. Ignorance is bliss. It was bliss. Now ignorance is dangerous, I guess. So we're so smart, and so yeah, it's taking all the fun out of it, though. I mean, you can't look at a song, you can't look at a video and just think, it's a nice song. You can't look at a commercial and think, oh, it's just a nice commercial. One of my favorite shows is Sanford and Son from the '70s, and that show would not be aired today. And it was just good, funny, stuff. Things. They said things you couldn't say today. They had topics you couldn't discuss today because we've evolved past that, and we don't you can't laugh at that kind of stuff anymore. Now we have to be so serious about it, and I think that's a shame. I really do. I wish we could go back in time and separate entertainment from real life. We kind of we laughed at stuff that was funny. We didn't take everything seriously, and now everything is serious. Everything. Coaches. A coach the other day told a joke, retold a joke that John McKay told back in the '70s or '80s when he was coaching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He said, John McKay, that he was asked, they were 0-17, and the reporter asked, what do you think about your team's execution? And he said, I'm for it. And it was funny. And so this new coach, a college coach, tried to say the same joke, and it wasn't funny. And we just, and he got ripped for it. And he was trying to explain what's an old joke, but you can't. We're too smart for that now. We're too smart for our own good. Can't go back. Can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Technology has made us all smarter, and so it's just a different world. And it's necessary. You have to be alert. There are people, there are predators and scammers and all that. And so it's a necessary thing, but I think it's sad. I do. And I don't really have a punchline for this podcast, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of lamenting society and the seriousness of everything. Not much fun anymore. But I had more to say. I'm just going to stop there. Like I said, it's we censor each other. We censor ourselves now because people are offended by everything. People see evil in the most innocent of things, and it's tough. And but it's necessary. We're just gonna do a top 5 list today, and keeping with the same thing. This is the top 5 crimes today that didn't exist, let's say, 20 years ago. And these are parts of the reasons we had to get smarter and be more alert, because the criminals have gotten smarter and clever. And these are crimes that of issues today that weren't a problem in the 70s and 80s. No particular order, to be honest with you. It's just cyberbullying. We didn't worry about cyberbullying back in the day. Cyberbullying is people get on, I guess, cyberspace, the internet, and they bully people. They call names. And you didn't have to worry about that back in the day. If you want to call somebody a name, you had to talk to them, you had to do it to their face. And it's a lot easier to do it through a keyboard, on a keyboard, or a computer than it is to do it face to face. So yeah, we didn't worry about cyberbullying. Identity theft. People will steal your identity now. We didn't have to worry about that back then. And people have lost their entire bank accounts because someone stolen our identity. That's a big problem that we didn't have. Mail fraud is a new one, is another one. This people scamming you, basically, and sending you false things in the mail. And I suppose that's possible. It could exist back in the day. I just didn't know about it. But it seems to be a real popular crime these days. Same thing as phone scams these days. I get someone trying to scam me on the phone a couple of times a week, probably, and just can't believe anything now. I mean, if someone called me on the phone and told me that you just won $1 billion, you hang up immediately. This is what their minds is saying. And probably the worst thing today that we have to worry about that we didn't back in the day was also with the internet, internet predators, people who lure young people, young girls mostly, and with the internet, and they're the lowest, some of the lowest people on earth. We didn't really have to deal with them. Like I said, the internet is so good and so evil at the same time. It allows people to do all these things in the comfort of their own home. If you wanted to hurt somebody back in the day, you had to go actually find that person and look them in the eye. When you called them a name, look them in the eye. When you said something bad about them, look them in the eye before you caused them physical harm. And now through the magic of the internet, cowards can do so much damage to people. And it's made it so that we have to become smarter. Made it so that we have to become too smart for our own good. Technology great. Thank you so much for listening. As you were.